Well, positive energy all the time. I am late. I'm late. I'm late for a very important date, but I made it. I tell you, sorry that I'm late. Once you have children, oh boy. I have six children, they're all grown, but they have children. And you don't never stop being daddy. So I'm ready to go live. The phone rings. It's one of those crazy things when your children live in different states. When the phone rings, you have to answer it. You don't know if it's a 911. You can't be like, oh, I'll call them back. So you have to answer it. If it's your sons, it's like, what up, dad? Just checking on you. They're ready to get off the phone anyway. But if it's your daughters, ugh, the conversation could go for a while if it's your daughter. I'm just telling you. Daughters are like mini wives. Okay? So if you got a wife and you got some daughters, you got a few wives. In terms of, not in terms of intimacy and stuff like that, it's terms of bossiness. Okay? And wives are not too bossy, but daughters, ew, daughters, it don't get no more bossier than now because they're not your wife, so they don't have to treat you like a wife. They're your daughters, and they pretty much been, uh, I don't want to say telling you what to do, but requesting stuff since they could talk, and requesting turns into telling. So when they're five, maybe 4 or 5, they're requesting. By 6, they're demanding. You know, I don't know if you got daughters. So at about 5.5, 6, they turn into protesters. Oh, I'm gonna go get y'all some food. What you want to get? The other kids, Dad, get some chicken. Get that. The good girl. Get a pizza. Get a pizza. Get a pizza. It's like, who does that? Jumping up on the couch, saying it over, a pizza, get a pizza, get. It's like, oh my God. You want me to turn this light off? Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay. You know, everything is gone. You got daughters, it's a wrap. You're just a visitor. Yeah, you got little daughters. And you sitting there, you watching the basketball game? She's got TV in her room, but you got the big TV. So come out, she'll get the remote, and she'll change the channel and laugh, think it's funny, turn on her cartoons. The football game is over for you unless you go in your room, which, if you go in your room and your wife is watching her shows, uh, you might got to go in your daughter's room and watch the football game. you know? You know what I'm saying? I never repped RBG. It was RB double G, and that was an organization to raise money. That was RB double G, and that was to raise money. There was a gold in there. I never represented red, black, and green. I represented red, gold, black, and green, all four colors. RBG is just red, black, and green. I don't do red, black, and green. Red, black, and green is red for the blood that was shed, black for the people, green for the land. But there was no money involved. That's basically off subject. So I'm not going to talk about that right now. Mods, whoever that was, put them on timeout till tomorrow. Some lying something. Put them on timeout till tomorrow. I can't be bothered with this trolling today. I'll talk to them tomorrow. Maybe. I might put them on time. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the immature trolling like today. I might let him do some immature trolling maybe next week. But every day he comes over here, put him on timeout. Well, till he grows up, right? Hopefully he'll keep coming back and keep getting blocked. Yeah. If you're a black man, get a life, stand on something, watch things and learn. Watch something informative you can learn. Don't watch something you don't learn from, you don't like, and whatever you do, don't be a troll. Don't be a man. Don't be a troll. Okay? On social media. You can spend your time better. So Somalis call for a ceasefire with FBA. Yeah, pretty much man up. Yeah. Somalis call for a ceasefire with FBA, and it's a little weird because they're only tapping out because Trump is deporting so many of them. And it's a shame when you're melanated like the rest of us and you come to a country and you're a hater and you hate on the blacks in the country on their turf. You know, a lot of you blacks that come to the United States and you're on our turf. Just like if I go to Nigeria, I'm on Nigerians' turf. If I go to Ethiopia, I'm on their turf. And it seems like a lot of black foreigners that come here don't understand that. And it shouldn't have to go to the streets for you to understand it. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with them. But to come to somebody else's turf where you're heavily outnumbered, there's 50 million black Americans, you don't have no wins, you're going to be ostracized. And for you to depend on other races to back you up just shows you don't know very much about the world. And so these Somalians have been very disrespectful ever since they've been here, really. And they've been on some type of power trip. And now they've met white America. And white America sent ICE to throw them out. Duh. And so now that they're getting a taste of what we could have told them, right? I just don't understand. I don't understand black. Well, I do understand black immigrants. They have only been controlled from a distance. So the major difference between foundational black Americans and black immigrants is black immigrants are controlled by their own people, but the puppet master is usually Europe somewhere. So they can't see who controls their country, right? They don't have direct contact with who really controls Africa. Because in Africa, these Europeans that really, European businesses that want those natural resources, they control the Africans indirectly. So it gives them a sense of power because they believe that their black government is really black. When it's not, their government is in control of whoever's getting those natural resources from their country. But they don't know that. So then they come over here where the people in power are directly here in power. They're not in Europe. Most Africans are controlled from Europeans in Europe. Here, America's ran by white Americans right here. So now the Somalians is getting a little taste of Donald Trump, and they never knew nothing about that. And that's why tribal war is so big in Africa, because the blacks are used to control the blacks. It's not like that over here. Over here, you're not going to get harassed by black police like that. It's going to be, you go in the wrong city, the wrong state, it's going to be some white police, and they might be cool, because our whites ain't racist and stuff, or you might run into the Ku Klux Klan type police. And they don't care nothing about you being no Somalian or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? So the young Somalian lady that's trying to talk like a foundational black American, that's weird. I ain't going to show the video, but there's a video, and she said, but the thing is, she's laughing and giggling, so it's not like she's serious. So she said, we need a ceasefire, and she's trying to talk like us and stuff, which was weird. It's a weird video. She's calling for a ceasefire. What's wrong with Somalians? But then you get Somalian men, young men, saying, no, they don't want no ceasefire. They want to smoke. Unbelievable. And then they say that nobody can cap better than them and nobody can signify better than them. Now, do you know how much you don't know, like how you don't look like you know much? Now, imagine some blacks coming from Africa to America trying to think that they can out-signify us. The Paul Mooney's, the Richard Pryors, I can go to Eddie Murphy, like, bruh, y'all not known for capping, y'all not known for signifying, like, that's what we do. Right? That's what we do. So some Somali men said they want to smoke. They want to go. Now, I don't know how you want to cap, right, when you left a country that's busted and disgusted, and you a little, I don't know the word for it, But that was bad. That wasn't smart. Because in the United States, you'll become the butt of the joke over here. Like, this is the United States. Like, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at these dudes, I'm tripping. I'm like, bro, you want to signify? How you going to signify when your head shaped like a light bulb? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, have you looked at your head? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't the most handsomest Africans. You know, it would, you know, with all due disrespect, like I think the Ethiopians look better. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, so many of y'all got them light bulb heads. I know doggone well y'all don't want Big Pharaoh to start capping. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't want to come to the United States and try to signify, bruh. Come on now. Dust off your sandals and sit your dusty ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Go get a broom and sweep or something. Find something Somalian to do. You understand? I said, what the hell's wrong with these people? Now, I feel sorry for the Somalians that's calling for peace. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get y'all people, because they're going to make y'all hold a big old L. That's all we do is signify. That's all we do. I've been signifying. Listen, I was born in 1958. In 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. I've been signifying since 1965. I've been talking about people. That's what we do for fun. That's what we talk about each other for fun. We go to school knowing that our best friends finna talk about us. As little kids in the third grade, we crying and argue with our mamas, because you keep telling mama you don't want to wear that to school. And mama don't understand what it's gonna be like with the outfit she picked out. She don't know. And like, mama, I don't want to wear that. You know what I'm saying? I can't wear that, mama. So as soon as mama go to work, you go change into what you decap, you know, you go put on your uncappable outfit. You know what I'm saying? Because mama got you on the signifying outfit. They're gonna signify. You can't go, mama. You don't understand this here. I can't wear that, mama. I can't let Richard and Phil and Jesse see me in this, mama. Mama, you don't get it. I told my mother to get me some stars, because we used to call Converse All-Stars, we used to call them stars. And my mama came home with some red and blue shoes with white stars all over it. I said, mama, I said stars. She said, what is that? Converse All-Stars, mama. She said, well, you just said stars. I seen these shoes with all these stars on it. I got you some stars. Mama, I can't wear that. She didn't want to listen. So I accidentally put the shoes in the washing machine with a whole bunch of bleach. And then they was ripping easy. She said, what happened to the shoes? Why they tearing up? I don't know, mama. You know, old school line. You know, I've been lying since 1966. I've been lying. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We be lying, signifying, and stuff. So I told mama, I don't know. I don't know what happened to the shoes. She said, now I got to get you some more shoes. Mama, get All-Stars this time. You know what I'm saying? That's what she probably said. This boy here did this on purpose because he said, well, now I got to get you some more shoes. Well, Mom, when you get some more shoes, get Converse All-Stars this time, Mama. She got them. I could barely go to school with coaches on. Coaches was like bootleg All-Stars. So we've been signifying. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. So Somalians want to think they can go with us. I seen some Somalians say they want to have a capathon. Okay? No, not the Dr. J's, the Chuck Taylors. Dr. J's is in high school. Now I'm talking about the cloth ones before Dr. J. This is before Dr. J was playing. This is back with Walt Frazier and Earl the Pearl Monroe. Dr. J was later. We didn't buy those. Those was ugly. Yeah, we didn't buy the leather Converse. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? We didn't buy the leather Converses. That wasn't it. You know, yeah, we weren't messing with those. Those is whack. Yeah, those is whack. Yeah, we wasn't wearing those. No, not those. We didn't wear those. Those was ugly. I'm talking about the Rio. These was, yeah, these. Yeah, those ones. The black ones right there. Those the ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the material ones. You had to have them in the 60s. Or you what? You know what I'm saying? And they had some shoes called Coaches that kind of looked like Chuck Taylors, but they really wasn't. They was called Coaches. But the point I'm making is, you know, they want to signify. What's wrong with the Somalians? Is they slow? You want to come to the United States. You want to come to the headquarters of Richard Pryor, Robin Harris, and you want to signify here. First off, your head ain't built for signifying. Like your head, your head and your eyeballs and your head. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I don't really know what's wrong with y'all. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna try to have us signify on somebody? I'm confused. Like, bro, y'all can't win. Like, y'all, like, hold on a minute. Listen, to all the Somali brothers and sisters, y'all can't win. I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, for real, like, what's wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? Don't they know? Like, bruh, what's wrong with them? Huh? Charlie, you know how slow you got to be to come to gang territory? Do you know how slow you got to be to come to a country got 50 million black Americans and got Crips, Bloods, GDs, BDs, Vice Lords, Blackstones, folk? You know how stupid you got to be to come here and beef here in the United States? Up there in Minnesota calling yourself vice lords. Wait a minute. How y'all gonna be vice lords and beef with foundational black Americans? And mess around and catch a case and get locked up with real vice lords from the U.S. and they find out you talking out the side of your neck and you a bootleg vice lord. You know what I'm saying? Talk about they can that's what they do. They cap. I'm like, yeah, you cap. It's cap. Saying that y'all the best at capping is cap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all crazy as hell. Now we don't got a lot of them here, but if you are a Somali, tell your people don't go that route. Don't come to Chicago beefing. That is gonna go bad. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And then, I just don't see how y'all could win. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can't, with the whole light bulb head, with the light bulb head, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like if this was my man's and he represented my country, just him alone being a politician and all over the media, I would never signify. I'd be like, no, we should not signify. They might see Jahiba, and if we can't win with him. They know you can't. If this your man's, you're lost already. You're lost. You're lost. You know what I'm saying? You can't have nobody out here. You can't win. It's no way you can win with just him. That's all we gotta do is just post him, and y'all lost. Y'all lost. Just one of y'all. What's wrong with them? I don't know. I'm gonna go light today. I might not get into it, but what's wrong with them? Like, what's wrong with them? Yeah. I mean, you marrying your sisters, your cousins. You know what I mean? He say, see, he better go ahead. See, so I told him, Mr. Allen. I told him, I Now they got to deal with Mr. Allen. You can see this what he do. See what I'm saying? You can see it's what he do. Like you don't want to beef with Mr. Allen 38, bro. You don't want to signify with bro. You don't want to signify with foundational black Americans are so deadly with the signifying. Y'all tell them if I'm lying. We don't like to signify on each other. Listen, I speak for a lot of black men in America. We don't like to signify on each other because both of us gonna take L's. Which y'all tell them. Both parties gonna leave with damage, gonna be damaged. That's why we try to. I'm telling you, if I get to signify with a brother, I'm gonna take some serious shots. To the chest. And he go, I mean, we both gonna be damaged when it's over. We're gonna be terribly damaged. We already know that when we get in it. We're like, let me go in here. I know dude gonna do me dirty, but let me see what I could do. That's how we signify. We already know. That's why we don't do it too much. Because you might win, or we might have to figure out who won. It'd be bad. That's why we don't do it. It ain't no black people on this earth can signify like us. This is what we do like that. So the Somalian dude said they won't smoke. They won't smoke. Like we don't do it because everybody gonna take an L. We learn in school. Listen, Foundational Black America learn in school. You got it. You got to take a joke. You got to take a joke. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get your heart. You got to be good. You got to be good with the comebacks. We learn that it's a war. When you go and you start signifying with each other, it get ugly. Don't try to fight. Now I don't know about the young generation, but my generation, it was no holds bar in my generation. So in my generation, it's up. Your mama, your grandmama, your granddaddy, your daddy, your uncle, your sister, your shoes, your head, your lips, your teeth, your family. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Your mama gonna be the main target. When I grew up, your mama is the main target. We going for your mama. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, we go for your mama. We going for your mama. It was so bad when I was in high school that they used to sneak in the office to find out your mama's name. Yeah. It was that bad. They snuck in the office and got my records and found out my mama's name was Bessie. I come to school the next day and Stu, because my name was Stewart with a T. His name was Stewart with a D. Kevin Stewart. Me and him was like almost champions. I come back the next day like, oh, Bessie the cow. They found out my daddy's name was Randolph Stewart, and he was a bus driver. And in Chicago, we got a Randolph Street and we got a Stewart Street. So when the kids found out my daddy's name was Randolph Stewart, I come to school, they like, next stop, Randolph and Stewart. I had to hear that all day. It's brutal. So I got to come with the bangers, like I got to really do dudes dirty just to stay on the float, just to float in America. Right? This the water. This him, this me. We struggling not to drown, both of us, because we doing each other super dirty, just super dirty. It was bad to the point you go home and you be thinking about what you're gonna say when you get to school tomorrow. That's how bad it was. And when I was in the 4th grade, I'm watching cartoons and I'm getting ideas, you know. You know, as I practice as a baby signifier. You know, I still, baby signifies. Your jokes ain't good, but they good in the third grade. In the third grade, you watch the Flintstones, you come to school. Your daddy console, he got to stop it with his feet. The third graders think that's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? You just stole that off of the Flintstones. So we've been signifying do it from I could do the third grade signifier all the way up to the pros. By the time you get to high school, it's really ugly. But we started in the third grade. It'd be corny, but not to a bunch of third graders. They think it's hilarious. Yeah, y'all don't even have no shower. When your mama go take a shower, she got an elephant to suck water out of a tub and shoot it on her because she nasty and she ugly. So, real talk. I can do the third grade. We signify in the second and third grade. You know what I'm saying? The little kids think it's hilarious. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? I know every grade. I can tell you every level of signifying. I could do grade school. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It was ugly. So these dudes want to signify. And I'm like, bruh, I'm trying to tell you, it was bad. It was so bad that if you did not signify, we wouldn't signify on you. We had rules. We wouldn't signify on nobody that's going to cry or nobody that don't signify back. To signify, you got to be a signifier. It's a signifying organization. It's a group. You don't signify on innocent people and hurt their feelings. We only want to signify on the pros. It ain't no fun if I just signify on you like bullying. That ain't no fun. We didn't do bullying signifying. You wasn't no real signifier if you signify on somebody that's quiet that don't see. You had to signify on the other signifiers. So I'm not understanding what these dudes is on. And I don't really know if they really want us to drag them on the internet. But if you got a head like a light bulb, the Somalians, listen, y'all should find another African to signify, like a Nigerian or something. Because some people would say, y'all the funny lookingest Africans. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying some people would say, y'all the most funny lookingest people on the continent. That's what some people would say to Somalia. Some people would say, y'all can't talk. Like, y'all, shh. You know what I'm saying? Shh. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? Shh. Your eyeball's too big. What is you doing? They say they got on the talking about they want to cap and they want to get down with us. Plus, we don't know y'all like that. So in America, when you signify people don't know you and they see you, it's up. And I don't like the Somalians, but I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them beefing out here and drawing certain energy. Because the brothers that can't signify good, they turn to physical confrontation. And so you got blacks out here, and Somalis, listen to me, you got blacks out here that once they realize and they come to the conclusion they don't like you, you're not going to be able to go certain places. Because they're going to be like, Somali nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's the dumbest. What's wrong with them? What's wrong? Like, bruh, like, exactly. There's something wrong with that baby. See? See? But to me, they asking for it. Because you are like an enemy, right? And so you're not gonna get the you're not gonna get the friendly signifying. People gonna call ICE on you. People gonna put Apple tags on your car and give it to ICE. Like you think it's the Somalis think it's a play war, but we'll get you deported. Seriously. That's the dumbest one. The Somalian sister said ceasefire. A lot of the Somalian men like, no, we ain't ceasing fire. We'll go at y'all. I said, what the hell's wrong with them? Don't you know that people will copy your video and send it to ICE? People will find your location and call ICE on you. People will beef with you for real because you a foreigner over here trying to play, and we don't know you. We don't like you like that. So I don't know what make you think you could come to Africa playing. And this is what a lot of Africans don't be understanding. Like when you go somewhere, learn the culture, like foundational Black Americans are really not the people to play with. We didn't come up under Nigerian oppression. We came up under KKK oppression, like straight. Y'all coming up under secondhand oppression. Y'all ain't no blacks on this planet been through what we've been through. And they've been through a lot in Jamaica and the Caribbean, but not like here. This has been the highest level of oppression for Black people is in the United States. We almost got more Black men in the penitentiary than Somalians is even over here. And then what's going to happen if you're a legal Somalian and you go to the penitentiary and you in there with the guys and all they finally don't like you and now you locked up with us? How you think that shit going to go? Imagine me right now in the Cook County job in there and they bring a Somalian in there. I'm like, where you from? From Somalia. What size shoes is there? Hey, Lord, come here. What size shoe you wear? I just told you. I'm trying to tell you, Somalis, this is not the place. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. I couldn't believe it. They should have just left the sister say she calling for a ceasefire. They should have just left that. No. These young Somalian men get all on the internet talking crazy. They ain't going to have on Chuck Taylors. They ain't going to have on no Chuck Taylors. They going to have on whatever the new stuff is, but it's just they're going to be in. It's just going to be their enemy territory talking crazy. You know, you talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like in America, we don't do that. You see how some of these Somalis talking crazy about Black Americans? They don't understand Black Americans. Look, I'm from Chicago, right? They doing it about somebody from another country. In America, I could not get on here disrespecting people from Detroit. They don't understand. I can't get on here disrespecting brothers from Cleveland, brothers from LA, like that is going to go bad for me. They don't understand. We can't even do cities like that. And they trying to do a country like that. You can't disrespect a city in the United. I'm telling you, boy, listen. In the United States, you can't be talking crazy about nobody. Not no group of people. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You can't be from Chicago and get on there talking about, man, them niggas in New Orleans ain't on that, bro. You gonna get dogged out. You go, bro. Ain't no Supermans over here like this. We don't. There's no Superman in the United States. Bobby Smurder just found out. The Superman thing, no, not here. Ain't no big-eyed little U's in the United States. Bro, you gonna come from another country and piss off the whole country? What, is that crazy? So let me get this straight. You're gonna piss off all the black men all across America? Really? While you're getting deported by the government? Black immigrants, let me tell you something about white America. White America and black America, we doing like an economical struggle and like a justice system struggle where, you know, they try to lock some of us to work for free and stuff like that. But what black immigrants don't know is at the end of the day, white Americans gonna roll with black Americans if you draw that line. This is a fact. They gon' okay, I'm gonna give you an example. In Chicago, we got different gangs. And when them different gangs go to the state prison, they break down in gangs. So you got the GDs and the BDs. They might break down to the 6 and the 5, or they break down to different gangs. But when we go to the feds, we break down based on cities. Ain't no more GD, BD. It's the Chicago car. It's the LA car. So the Somalis, you're dealing with the US car. Basically. When it go against y'all, we all in, every black man and American woman, we in the US car now. Because you dealing with a global penitentiary. And in a if you went to a global penitentiary, you would have the US car, the African car. You wouldn't be Somalis. You'd have to be in the African car. You'd have to be in the Europe car. Like that. You'd have to be in the South American car. Facts. You'd have to be in the Canadian car unless they decided to be North Americans, the Canadians and Americans, but I doubt it. So these dudes is coming over here, and now they represent the African car, which all Africans is in that car. So some of us intelligent gonna be like, these Somalians tripping, but the less intelligent gonna call them Africans. They're gonna be like, them niggas come over here from Africa, see? And the Somalians is hurting all the Africans, especially East Africa, because you pissing off people that can't identify an Eritrean from an Ethiopian from a Somali. They ain't gonna like none of y'all. They ain't gonna like nobody look anything like an East African. That's a fact. Why would you come over here and put your people in danger and make people don't like your people? So some innocent young Somalian kid, right, like if my grandson here and he a freshman and he over here hanging out with his granddad, he see me making this video. Then he go to school. And your Somalian son go to school. Then my grandson go tell his friends, I don't like them damn Somalians because his granddaddy don't like them. I'm telling you. And so now all these young people that's hearing out their parents complain about y'all is creating ops for your children. The Somalians that's on the internet talking is actually putting their children in danger with the blacks their children age because our children be listening. They know what's going on. They be listening. So if mama get mad and she's like, I can't stand them damn Somalians, and her daughter hear that and her son hear that, they standing on that. They ain't going to think about it until they hear the word Somalian again. And then when they go to school and they say, where you from? And she say, Somalia, that's going to trigger the shorties. You understand? Why would you come and beef and put your children in that beef? I don't think they understand. I think they think it's just like adults. It's going to stay with the adults. It's not going to stay with the adults. It's going to go to the kids. If I go to Africa and I get to talking crazy about the Africans and then send my kids to school out there with African kids, what's going to happen? See what I'm saying? So the Somalians, they ain't the brightest bulb in the lamp. You know what I'm saying? They slow, I think. They slow. They really are. There's something wrong with them. I believe that. Something wrong with them. You ain't even the biggest Africans over here. Like the Nigerians will do y'all dirty. So with the Ethiopians, there's way more Ethiopians over here than Somalians. And the Ethiopians got to be pissed because the Ethiopians, just a lot of Somalis just look like East Africans. So they kind of, I just went to the Ethiopian restaurant, and now that I think about how super friendly the lady was, I get it now, because I was wondering why she was so overly nice, right? It was me, my daughter, and her boyfriend, and I went to give her a $20 tip, and she wouldn't take it. It's like, no, and I was like, I kept saying, listen, when I come in here, take my money, okay? I'll eat with y'all. But just now talking to y'all, flashing back on yesterday, I'm like, oh, she's an East African, and they, Eritrea, Somalia, Ethiopia is on the horn. That's the Horn of Africa. They are from the Horn of Africa. And I was like, oh. The Ethiopians probably pissed. Because the Ethiopians kind of mind their business, but they probably pissed off. The Eritreans, yeah, at a restaurant I eat at all the time. They know me. And I was like, why she didn't take the tip? They usually take the tip. And she was like, no. I didn't know. I just thought it was just her. Because usually it's a brother that be serving me. But she always in there. She know me, though. It's not till I'm talking to y'all now that I'm thinking, oh, she might be trying to make some Black American unity, right? Like, you know what I mean? That's how I'm just thinking about that. When I brought up the Ethiopians is pissed, and I thought about yesterday, I just ate that. I'm like, oh, these Somalians is putting East Africans in a bad situation because some Somalians look like Ethiopians. You see what I'm saying? So imagine how they feel in a country where they know people might get them mixed up with Somalians. So Ethiopians is probably worried about ICE and all of that. Think about it. Because some Somalians, the ones inland, look exactly like Ethiopians. A lot of them. A lot. If I can get a Eritrean, an Ethiopian, and Somalian that look alike, you wouldn't be able to tell which one is which. They all got that lighter brown skin. They all got that hair like that. They all don't got them light bulb heads. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They all don't look like dude. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened there. I don't know. It might be their marriage laws, you know. Like mommy and daddy, like, you know. You know what I'm saying? They bogus though. Coming and talking about they gonna beef. And the Somalian dude like, no, we warriors, we don't take no losses. We don't want no truce. They said, we don't want no ceasefire. I said, what? No ceasefire. They said we the biggest trolls on the internet. Nobody can out troll us. That's what they said. Some Somalian men is on social media saying nobody can out troll them. He said the internet squabble is spreading. During the past few weeks, I've experienced many foreign black males in my neighborhood attempted to be friendly. This is crazy, Goshen. This is really crazy. I'm just thinking about it. Like, them brothers, though, that's why I went live. Them brothers was really saying, no, they won't be. They say they number one on the internet. Nobody can out troll them. And I'm thinking to myself, is y'all crazy? Nobody can out troll y'all. But we Richard probably go all the way back to Mom's Mabley and Red Fox. That's what we do. We signify. Ain't no Africans can signify with us like that and cap like us. Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? This is what you call shooting yourself in the foot. Let me tell y'all something. You come to a country, they get a president in there. You're scamming up there in Minnesota. They put ICE on you. Why would you start pushing the beef with foundational Black Americans while Trump got ICE looking for you? Are y'all something wrong with y'all? And they don't know white Americans. White Americans watch all of that. And they'll be in the White House saying, see, they're over here disrespecting our blacks. That's what they're going to call us. Because we Americans. So in America, we be like, yeah, they're going to be disrespecting our whites. We'll say our whites. They'll say our blacks like that. So when them white government officials see they trying to beef with us, they're going to greenlight you. Because they're going to say, okay, the Black Americans not going to back them up. Go get them. Because that's the only thing they want to know. Are the black Americans going to back them up? That could slow us down. But if we say F y'all, it's a wrap. Because black and white Americans is not the enemies you think. As a matter of fact, many people I've been talking to saying Trump throwing y'all out to have more money for us and that they want to give us our reparations. This is what a lot of people theory is. A lot of black Americans' theory is throwing out the immigrants is making more room for us. That white America agree that them people in here taking our money and they have more of an affinity for us than Venezuelans and Africans. White Americans got some love for black Americans and Mexicans because Mexicans been here so long. They don't really hate the Mexicans. They just don't want a whole bunch of Mexicans, but they know them ain't Mexicans. Them ain't Mexicans running across here. Them is El Salvadorians, Nicaraguans, and all them. MS-13s is not Mexicans. They from to the country south of Mexico. They know that. They know that. And so beefing with black Americans will definitely make the United States government even come at you harder. Because at the end of the day, us different Americans, we like family. Sometimes we don't get along, but you're not family. You're a stranger. You can't come into this country like that. Ain't none of us gonna like you. Seriously. And Somalians should really be pissed at these black men on these black Somalian men saying they with the beef. Why somebody trying to kick y'all off? And you got the sister on there saying she want a truce because she needs some type of ally. The black Somalian men say they don't need no ally. They willing to go one-on-one against Trump and ICE. Boy, you know how stupid you got to be right now to make enemies. You know how stupid you got to be a Somalian to make enemies with black people right now? They don't understand that white America get mad over that. They don't understand the dynamic of this country. They definitely don't know the United States. I'll give you an example. In black America, you know, we've been having a lot of problems back and forth with white Americans. But let's say a bunch of white Russians came over here and was starting to diss the white Americans. You know we'll be on the white American side, right? We ain't going to be on the Russian side. We're going to be like, fuck the Russians. They don't understand the dynamic of America. Why? Because we got football teams. And it's Go Bears. And the Bears is blacks and whites. We got basketball teams. The teams is blacks and whites. We have a relationship with white America. We fucks with them. We just having problems with the racist ones. But we don't have no beef with white Americans. That's false. All these fake revolutionaries try to make it like it's a beef between white people. That's false. It's some whites that's racist. But we play on the football teams together, the baseball teams, the basketball teams together. And we be boys, we be cool, we be close. We hang out and all that. Not no fake, like real hangout, like not no fake hangout. There's a lot of black men, they like Steve Kerr. They play basketball with him. He was their coach. That's their man's. There's a fact. America don't have no big race problem like people think. It's just some people acting like that. Like even Trump. Trump is a fake racist. Trump ain't no goddamn racist. Trump just be trying to get the racist vote. Trump pretending sometimes to be racist. Trump will do anything. Trump ain't no goddamn racist. Trump been fucking with black people for years. You know what I'm saying? Trump is full of shit. Like Trump say anything. Like Trump the type of person, if it's a bunch of white supremacists in his administration, he'll be like, yeah, white power. He'll say anything just to stay in power. He don't believe none of that shit. Trump will say anything. People that know Trump know you ain't gonna never know the real Trump. He's a weasel. He gonna say whatever at the time where he gonna win, he gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that. Trump, you know what I'm saying? Trump ain't no racist. Trump ain't no damn racist. For real. Trump is whatever. You know what I'm saying? Trump is whatever. But I tell you this, out of all the presidents, Trump is the one more likely to give us reparations than even Obama or Harris. Because Trump kind of gets off on doing what the hell he want to do. He enjoys doing what the hell he wanted to do. So he would give us reparations just cause. Just to do what the hell he want to do. And the way he work his number, all them white people behind him will support it because he got them following him. So if he say, we're going to give blacks reparations, they'll clap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got them totally hypnotized. I swear to God. He could give us reparations and get no backlash. That's a fact. And that's what I think he's trying to do, too. I do believe if he stay alive, I do believe he'll be the first one to give us reparations. I believe that. I believe that. Just the way he's moving. I believe behind the scene, throwing these people out, he believes it's better for us too. He believes it's better for whites and he believes it's better for blacks. He don't like the way these foreigners are stepping on black people and white people in America. Americans. He considers us Americans. He don't consider them Americans. Seriously. Yeah, he'll do it before Kamala because he has more psychological power over people than her. She probably would have wanted to do it, but she don't got the power he got. He got a different type of power. He built his presidency off to do what the hell he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And for sure, throwing them out is creating more opportunity for us for sure. Wages gonna go up because all these illegals, you can pay them $1.50. You get them out of here. Now you got to pay fair wages. Get them out of here. You understand? Kamala is not pro-illegals, but the Democrats have to say that to get votes, because the Republicans are going to get all the white votes. The majority of the country is white. So where can the Democrats get votes? They got to get it from the Democrats have to get their votes from social issues. The Republicans can get their votes from white America. The country's majority white America. So if the Republicans got the white Americans, they're going to get the votes. The Democrats have to get their votes off of issues. Immigration, LGBTQ, stuff like that. So it's not just illegals, it's just other movements where they can find the votes. Like the Democrats are in a bad situation. Where are they going to get the votes from? A lot of people don't understand that. The Democrats have to do social issues because the country is majority white. So the only way they could get the white vote is they got to try to get the gay white vote or some type of socialist white vote. See what I'm saying? So they got to, you know what I'm saying? So Obama was able to get the white gay vote. That's why he had to be pro-gay. If you're not pro-gay, where you going to get the votes from? Like a lot of people don't understand the votes. Where you going to get the votes from in a majority white country? If the majority of the whites going to vote with the white Republican Party, where you going to get the votes from? You got to do social issues. You got to get Mexican votes and India, people from India, and you got to get their vote. The thing about Trump, the reason he give us reparations because he can't run again anyway. He don't give a goddamn. You know, Asiatic, he gonna stack his fight no matter what he do now. And Trump is an egomaniac. Trump would definitely want to be. Trump is an egomaniac. He would definitely want that spot. I'm the one that gave up reparations. Yeah, he's crazy. He would want that title. He wants all the titles. He got nothing to lose. He can't run again. That's it. He ain't got nothing to lose. What are you going to lose? He don't need no votes no more. He don't need no votes no more. I'm telling you. He's already been hinting at it, but people didn't hear it. He already spoke on it. It's just people that, you know what I'm saying? He be talking in codes. He be talking in codes, but he already said it.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation.
Once again.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation.
Ain't nobody said that ever. No president ever said anything close to that. No president ever said anything close to that. It's a fact. And so I'm looking at this movie making. There's a lot behind this move. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no president ever said that. There's no white president said that in modern times. Nowhere. He said you just starting to get credit for it. That was deep. You know what I'm saying? See, because the thing about him, he don't care. That's the he crazy as hell. You know what I mean? That's why I mess with him a little bit, because he's crazy. Yeah, he's crazy. He don't care. Trump don't give a damn. You ever had a president curse and talk like that? Never. He said whatever the hell he want to say. We ain't never had no crazy president like that. He crazy as hell. That man crazy. And he's kind of get off for doing what he want to do. You know, he likes doing what he want to do. He's the type of person would love to give us reparations. He crazy. He would do it. He's crazy. He would do it. And his attitude would be the hell with you if you don't like it. But he is into finances. And he know that's big money for the United States. He know that. He know that to give black Americans that money will be the biggest stimulus in U.S. history. It would be one of the best things help for black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, and white Americans. White Americans would benefit tremendously. If you own most of the companies where people got to buy stuff from, and you give people money, how is that going to hurt the white companies that everybody got to spend the money with? It doesn't. How do reparations hurt the white companies that everybody got to spend the money with? How does reparations hurt the auto industry? How does reparations hurt the housing industry? How do reparations hurt the stores? It doesn't. Stores will be opening everywhere. Money will be circulating. Everybody will make money, including black Americans, because it's the era of black American entrepreneurship. So Dr. Dumar's an idiot. Black Americans have major businesses popping off. Dr. Umar's an idiot. Said if you give us reparations, we'll mess the money up. Then later, he praised the Black Wall Street. Bro, you don't make no sense. We had Black Wall Street. Why we didn't mess the money up when we had Black Wall? Like, bro, you just talking. We have three types of Americans, black Americans. We got the ones don't care. We got the ones want to get the money and enjoy their life. And we got the ones going to go into business. That's what we got. And the ones don't care. Listen, if I was one of the ones don't care, they say, Pharaoh, would you just go spend all your money? Yes. If I didn't care. If I was the only one get the money in my family and my kids didn't get it, I hit all my kids with some money. Then I go spend it all, except enough to live out the rest of my life. I get like a trust fund or something with some money. But yeah, I just go blow it as fast as possible. Yeah. I go do whatever I want to do. If I was like that, I could be that type of person. I could see me doing that. They'd be like, well, why you know, man, I'm 80. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 80 years old. Boy, I'm blowing all this now. Boy, it's BMF, boy. I'm going to be on some BMF, boy. I'm blowing money fast. I can see me doing that. What the hell do I care? It's money. Spend it. You know what I mean? It's better to spend it and enjoy life than to pass away with it and somebody else gonna blow it. Somebody, your kids gonna blow it anyway. Man, somebody gonna still blow it. You know what I mean? So I say if you get your money, you want to spend it, I say do what you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to open a business, open a business. If you want to save it, save it. If you want to buy a bunch of shit, buy a bunch of shit. I support you 100%. If you want to take a trip every month all over the world, I support, you know what I'm saying? Because I support people making their own decisions and do what you want to do. It's not for me to judge you. You grown. You're grown. I'm not gonna hate on you, man. Why you spending your money? Because it's your money. That's why you spending it. I'm gonna ask you how you spending your money. I already answered the question when I asked you. I already answered when I said, why you blowing all your money? Bro, you asked the question because it's his money, it's her money. That's why. Duh. Now I could ask you why you blowing my money and how you get it. That's a good question. Gucci stock goes sky high? Not necessarily. For a little bit, I anticipate a lot of black brands. Gucci might lose money. Gucci might lose money because the brother dropped a new brand that's the fly shit. Imagine you give brothers enough money where they can start clothing lines to the top. Imagine I got money and now I can make leather jackets and leather coats. Y'all really believe Gucci could outsell me? Hell nah. Shut that bullshit down. If I had a lot of money and I came out with clothes, man, shit, Gucci and Louis. Nobody'll buy that shit no more. They'll buy our shit. These young black shorties we got, they'll put them white companies out of business if they had that money. That's a fact. Man, we got some shorties out here. If they had the investment money, they would shut all them white purses and shit down. They would have the flyest shit out here. In fact, we got some designers. They just ain't got the money. They just ain't got the money to compete with Gucci and Louis. But you give us the money to compete, nobody would buy that shit. Man, nobody would go to the white jewelry store. They'll go to the black jewelry store. Y'all really believe Jacob the Jewel and all them could design better jewelry than us? Hell no. We the original King Tuts and Queen of Sheba. We the original people with all the jewelry. We the number one stunner. Birdman has told you. Man, nobody, man, if I had enough money to come out with a car, I guarantee you wouldn't buy nobody else's car. Look, facts. Back in when it's the 90s, right? We had them cars, right? We had the standard cars, right? What did the black man do? He went and put special shocks on it. He went and put Dayton wheels on it. He went and put new stereos, put speakers in the doors. There was no speakers in the doors of no car. Tell me the auto industry didn't copy us. They increased the stereos in the cars. Cars didn't have the standard stereos then that they got now. Look at the stereos in the car. Was those type of stereos, right, out in the 90s? No. All of them better speakers and shit, they got it from us. And not only did they get it from us, they changed the wirings in the car. And that's why all the stereo places went out of business. Facts. The stereo places went out of business because you could no longer change the stereo because the stereo was hooked to the car computer system. That's a fact. By the time you get to like 98, 2000, 2001, you couldn't put a new stereo in your car unless you had an old school car. If you had a new car, you couldn't change the stereo. Tell me I'm lying. You could not change the stereo in the 2000s in your car because the stereo place didn't have the equipment to hook it to the car computer system. These is facts. That's why you don't see no car stereo places no more. The auto industry put them out of business. Exactly. The auto industry put them out of business, and they hooked their cars up. They hooked the stereos to the car computer system. I forgot what car I had. Oh, I had the Tahoe. I couldn't get a new stereo in the Tahoe. I had the Tahoe, and I went to the stereo place and said, we can't put none in this car because your stereo is hooked to your car computer system. That's a fact. I had it in my Cadillac, but my Cadillac was an 87. But when I got that new Tahoe, and this was like 97, by 97, you couldn't put new stereos in the cars. 97, 98, 99 and up, nope. And all the car stereo places, what happened? Why'd they go out of business? Because you couldn't change your stereo no more. Hey, I give you another example. Guess what we was doing? We was putting what? What the Jamaicans was doing to the Beamers and the Maximas? The Benz, the Beamers, and the Max. They was putting what? TVs in there. Now, don't the car come with TV? The car come with a screen, a big screen on the dashboard. Jamaicans is to start doing that. The Jamaicans had the screen in the dashboard. Screens in the back of the headrest. The auto industry copied us. Now it's screens all in the back of the car, screens all in they got that from us. That's a fact. They got that from us. That's strictly black. That ain't even Mexican, because the Mexican was doing the hydraulics and wheels and certain paint jobs. The Mexicans wasn't doing the electronic. That's foundational Black American with the electronic game in the car, and Jamaicans. The Jamaicans was hooking up them Beamers in the Benz mine, you know. The Beamer, the Jamaicans. The first people I seen with TVs in the car was Jamaicans. Batman them, you know. Batman them had them thing, you know. That's a fact. The Jamaicans was the first ones that I seen with the TVs in the cars. That's a fact. Way before Black Americans was doing it. Black Americans was doing CD changes. We were doing CDs and CD changes. The Jamaicans put TVs everywhere. And they was putting them in Maximas. It was fun. They was putting them in Maximas, Benzes, and Beamers. This is history for real. They was putting them in them little luxury cars, not the big ones. We was doing the Cadillacs and trucks. The Jamaicans was doing the Beamer, the BMWs, and the Benz and the Maxima. Remember the Maxima? The Maxima was if you was coming up in Jamaican culture, the Maxima was the first thing, man. Y'all remember all them Jamaicans had the Maximas? Then you work your way up to the Beamer. Then you work your way up to the Benz one. And then we got that. Then we started doing that because at that time, everybody was at the reggae spot. The reggae spot, when you start talking 90, 96, 97, 98, 2000, like that, the reggae spot was the number one spot in America. You want a bad chick? You want the finest women in the city? Everybody in like Chicago and LA, everybody the reggae thing on. And all the girls doing the butterfly and everybody was doing that shit. That shit was on Showtime at the Apollo Super Cat. It went crazy. You know what I'm saying? It went crazy. All the black folks was on that type of time, like 97, 98, 98. Yep. All the black folks talking about murder, she wrote, murder, she wrote. Everybody was on that, boy. That was the hottest spot. That's why all the black Americans and the Jamaicans was at the spot. That was the spot. The regular club was out of there. The only thing was popping was the gay club with the house music and the reggae spot. There was no black American spots that wasn't popping no more. We didn't have the club music. We had like rap music, and rap music ain't club music. See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to the club to hear no KRS-One, right? Ain't nobody going to no club to hear like Johnny Gill. You know what I'm saying? Who going to the club to hear Johnny Gill and Belle Biv DeVoe? Nobody. Nobody in the club. That girl is for his aunt. Nope. Boo. You know what I'm saying? So the only place to party was reggae because black Americans wasn't making party music no more. Think about it. Black Americans wasn't making no party music. For real. And the whole strip club look was the Jamaican girls. The Jamaican girls was the ones standing on their head, winding their waist. Because as a matter of fact, I was going to open up a club with Jamaican girls doing the Jamaican dance. I remember I was telling all the black Americans, man, if we open up a club, but we got the girls in there dancing like the Jamaican women, we're going to make a fortune because women wasn't dancing like that. The first people in America that was dancing like that was the Jamaican women. All on their head, winding their waist and stuff on Showtime at the Apollo. That's a fact. It was the first one dancing super nasty like that. Black American women wasn't doing that. A strip club used to be dry and corny. They wasn't doing that type of dancing. The Jamaican women is the first one that brought that super nasty dancing to America. That is historical fact. That's a fact. Wasn't no women standing on their head, winding their waist like that. And then black Americans started practicing. The black American women said, man, I want them. They started practicing it. And then they took it to black music and took it to the strip clubs. Because back then, strip clubs was like white, like corny. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't like they was by the time you got to 2010 era. You know what I'm saying? That's when the blacks started opening all the strip clubs and the women was dancing like how the Jamaicans was dancing 10 years earlier than that. Super Cat and them had them. They've been doing that. Before Buju grew his dreadlocks. Remember Buju? Buju didn't have no dreads when he first came out. Him and Tiger and all that. 2 Live Crew did do it early, but guess where they got it from? They got it from the Jamaicans because they was in Florida. That's where Luke got it from. But they wasn't winding their waist. They was up jerking. They was popping their booties though. They wasn't whining though with Luke. But that's where Luke got it from, because he down by the Caribbean. That's where he got it from. But the dance was a little bit different. The dance was a little different with Luke. The dance was a little bit different with Luke. You know what I'm saying? They was what you call it, where you just be popping your booty. They was just doing that. They wasn't winding up though. Because the music, because Luke didn't make wind up music. His music like boom, 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 pop that booty, da, 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 da. So it's like that. It wasn't like doom, 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 doom. Yeah, like twerking, yeah. But it wasn't like the Jamaican music. Doom, 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 doom. They wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? They was bop, 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 bop. Why that thing? Because they had a black chick. Luke had this one black one. And every time he came on, I run just to see her. She was fine. The chocolate one. Y'all remember the chocolate one? That was the baddest chick on TV. Luke had this one woman. She was super fine. Pros know I'm talking. It was one. He had a lot of good dance, but he had one. Because back then, being thick wasn't popular. She was the first thickums. Because back then, being thick wasn't popular yet. Getting thick didn't pop off till Buffy the Body. Buffy the one that, you know what I'm saying? That's why my videos is classic, because I'm going back to history. Buffy the Body, the one that brought thickness in. She the first one. Remember Buffy? Buffy the first one. But Buffy the first one to bring in thick women. Am I lying? Well, you know Big Pharaoh know. Who the first popular thick lady? Buffy. She don't get no props. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. She the first one, remember? A lot of this history be getting lost. That's why I like sometimes when we get off subject, we talk about other things, because we end up going into some deep stuff over here. Sometimes our off-subject conversations be better than the original conversation. Oh, my soul. Who remember Buffy, though? Buffy was the first one that made it popular to be thick. She was the first one. Who remember? She was the first one. Pinky was later. But see, Pinky was a porn star. Pinky came later after Buffy. Buffy wasn't no porn star. Buffy was like a model and a dancer. She wasn't no porn star. Pinky came later. Pinky came after Buffy. There was no Pinky doing Buffy except in porn. But Buffy wasn't known for porn. I'm talking about mainstream TV like BET. Buffy was on BET. Pinky wasn't. Buffy was the first one on TV. Pinky was porn. And a few years after, too. Because Pinky didn't get big until later. Like, Pinky probably got big about maybe 3-4 years after Buffy came out. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pinky came out. That she the one made Pinky hot. She the one made women like Pinky. This is the woman that made people like Pinky hot. Nobody would have liked Pinky. They would have said she was fat until Buffy. Buffy the Body was the one made all that pop off. Nobody was famous for a booty like that but her. And that's when Pinky and all them they started getting women like that for the porn. Because before this, they didn't have women like that doing porn. The women was just regular basic. They was really dealing with breast more than anything before this. This is the first famous ass in the media. Then Melissa Ford, yep. But it's like nobody was touching Buffy. Like nobody, like, and nobody had them legs and that butt right there. Nobody had that. She was in a class all her own. All natural too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's when Trina and all them started coming out. What's going on, size? But this, I'm glad to give her props. She deserved her props because she really was the first one. She was the first one that everybody started saying, "Whoa!" There, all the women wanted to get thicker because she was all over BET, MTV, everything, especially BET. She was on BET all the time. No, I don't do porn. I never did porn. I never liked porn. I never liked porn. I never touched myself. That's for weirdos. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that type of shit. If it ain't right there where I can knock it back, I ain't with it. I ain't with nobody on no screen. I don't do screen. I ain't never did screen. That's that new weirdo stuff. Nah, I ain't. You don't get 6 children by being a weirdo. You get 6 children for being up in something. You know what I'm saying? I got 6 children. I ain't get no 6 children for porn. You know what I'm saying? All the porn in my life was in my bedroom. You know? My bedroom was the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know what you is on, but no, my life wasn't like yours. No, I wasn't doing none of that weirdo stuff. No. I didn't go to strip clubs. I ain't like strip clubs. I don't like looking at nothing. I'm a hands-on type of one. You know what I'm saying? I didn't never like strip clubs. I never liked strip clubs. The first time I went to a strip club was like 96. We used to sell illegal substances at a bar down on Clark Street, catty corner to that federal building there, at a bar, Johnny's Bar. And my boy was in there that I used to be with, selling with. Well, I wasn't even selling yet. I was in there like on security with him selling. I was like the one with the thing. And he said, "Pharaoh, walk with me. I got a dude owe me some money." So we came out. We went south on Clark. We made a right. And he went into this building, to this like little bar. And there was nobody in there but like one dude drinking. And there was this white girl. She was on stage dancing. That's the first time I ever seen any shit like that. She was on stage dancing. I'll never forget it because the floor was wood, and she kept falling down on her knees real hard on that floor, like boom. I said, damn, what kind of knees she got? And she was a stripper. That was my first time seeing a stripper. I never seen a stripper before, right? So she was a stripper, but it wasn't nobody in there yet or whatever. But somebody owed him some money over there because we was hustlers. We wasn't no weirdos. That's the first time I seen a woman stripping. The second time I seen a woman stripping with the same dude, he didn't drive. It was my boy. He didn't have no license. He always taking cabs and shit. So he said, Pharaoh, take me down. I want to see this girl. She looked just like T. He had broke up with his girlfriend named T. He was really hurt over it. And he said he met a girl that looked just like T. You know you can't make this up. So I took him, and he said, he told me where to go. Turn here, turn there, turn there. We pulled up to this place, and it was called the Admiral Club. I know what it is now, but I didn't know this was my first time going to a strip club with strippers in there and men. So we went into the Admiral Club, and it was a whole bunch of strippers, like 20, 30, right? And so we sit down, and the one stripper that he said looked like T came over to him and started dancing and stuff. I'm not used to it. I'm looking at this as weird. And it didn't really turn me on because the one that was on stage was a white girl, and she had this big snake, and it was crawling on between, and they not totally naked. So they couldn't get totally naked. I think they could take their bra, but they couldn't take their panties off, I think. They had to have one because the law was if you sold liquor, you couldn't get totally naked, and they sold liquor. But it wasn't no turn on because she had the snake, right? She had the snake crawling all between her. Facts. She had that big old snake crawling all, wrapping around her. I was like, the hell is this? Because I was a gangster and a hustler. I don't do, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see no sex. I want to have sex. I don't want to see no sex. And that's why I got baby mamas. I got baby mamas. So I'm not a watcher. No, I'm a G. I hit it and split it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a watcher. I'm splitting it open. I'm hitting it and I'm splitting it open. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I'm hands-on. You know what I'm saying? I don't do no type of sexual nothing unless I'm at the privacy with my queen. And she got to be my queen. I don't really fuck with no bust downs. I only do like that with my queen. That's it. She got to be my queen, or we starting a date and I'm going to make her my queen. But as far as me, I'm a hustler. I get money. I don't chase women. So I go to women's houses. They come to the door with no clothes on. They give me $100. I give them their package and I leave. And she got me fucked up. Because if I have sex with her, the next time she want $100 worth, I'm going to come bring her $100. I'm going to put my money out. She's going to be like, I got to pay you. See? So we're not doing that. Y'all know I ain't lying. If one of my customers come to the door naked and I have sex with her, the next time she order $100 worth, what's she going to say? See, I just lost business. See, I lost money because she's not going to want to pay no more. But we're not doing that. Girl, you was not worth $100. I got a woman at home already. But is you crazy? Give me my money. Give me my money, let me go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bummer hustler. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you know, lady, you tripping, I got 2 women with me already. Because when I would come to the door, I always had 3 wives, and I'd have 2 with me. So I had 2 women with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I had 3 women. My beeper, my gun, and my queen. I always had 2 of them bitches with me already. And you don't want to meet this one hoe. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to meet this hoe I got with me. Because that hoe, you know, the hoe I had with me, you know, she make a whole bunch of noise and shit. She don't know how to act. So I had to keep her, you know, put away and quiet. She too loud and ignorant. You know what I mean? She'd be all outside. Bow, 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 right? So that bitch, you know, that bitch make a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? She was 45. You know what I'm saying? If you know, she was 45. You know what I'm saying? The bitch make a lot of noise. You don't want to piss off. You know what I'm saying? And then the other chick, all she be doing is, Pharaoh, somebody got some money. Pharaoh, somebody got some money. I love that hoe, though. That bitch, boy. Pharaoh, somebody got some money. Pharaoh, somebody got some money. Thank you, babe. Ooh, I love you so much. Oh, it's not working. Oh, I would panic when my beeper break. Oh my God, I love you, baby. I got to. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wake up, baby. Baby, wake up. I gotta run to the beeper store quick. Hurry, hurry. It's an emergency. Give her mouth to mouth. Do something. You know, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So I never did creepy stuff like that. I don't like porn. I don't like porn. Um, that ain't my thing. I like to have babies, you know. I don't like watching no naked chick on no screen. That's weird. I definitely don't be touching myself. That's what I got the woman for. She do all that. You know what I'm saying? Why I want to go and do that and put lubrication on my hand when I got a woman and she already got lubrication. You know what I'm saying? She already lubricated. I don't got to do all that. What I'm gonna do that for? Like that's what? Ugh. That's that weirdo stuff. So somebody, who is this weirdo? Let me see who said this weirdo stuff. Telling on this stuff. Look at this, y'all. It's weird, bro. You creeping me out. You know what I'm saying? I need to see your face because I don't never want to shake your hand. Hold on, boy. Where you at? Here, boy. I don't want. Don't shake his hand. Don't shake his hand. He got DNA all on his hands, and he lonely. He lonely. You gotta get a life, bro. You gotta get a life. Don't y'all shake his hand. I don't be doing that weirdo stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I need a wife. I only deal with a wife. If I'm talking to a woman, I'm trying to make her be the queen. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Some women is weird like what? I don't know. Let me see. What you saying, Cyrus? You gotta pay to play? No, no, no. No, I gotta pay to play. First off, ladies, first off, when I meet you, I ain't playing. Okay? That's a first thing. So I don't play, so I don't gotta pay. Cause I'm not playing. You don't get 6 babies. I got 6 babies. I was just with my youngest yesterday. She graduated from medical school, so I don't play. So that's the first thing. I don't play. Okay. First time I had sex was in the 8th grade. Oh, they pay you? Yeah. All right. Well, I don't do that because that's STDs and stuff. So I don't be doing with no days. I don't be exchanging woman to woman to woman to woman to woman. So that's not never my thing, Cyrus. But more power to you. I never chased women. I always was chasing dollars. I be chasing money. I need money. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I don't chase no women. You know what I'm saying? I don't jump from woman to woman. When I was young, they had syphilis, gonorrhea. By the time I got in my 20s, they had herpes. They got HIV, AIDS. Nah, I pass. I pass. I don't want no sexually transmitted disease. Period. So I need a clean woman, a wholesome woman. That's what I'm looking for when I talk to a woman. I don't mess with bust downs. The only I at one point I did have a little thing when I got out of jail. So when I got out of jail, I was having sessions at my apartment building, but these was women that I knew or women that knew women. I would pick them up, but that don't count because I was crazy. I just got out the county jail, been in there 4 months, and I was looking at 8 to 20. And if you're looking at 8 to 20, and you've been locked up 4 months, you get out fighting in case you look for 8 to 20. You're trying to have all the sex you can have, just in case you never be able to touch a woman again. They might give you 10. And when they sentence you, it's 10 years, no woman. 15 years, no woman, unless you get married and have conjugal visits. Other than that, your sentence is 5 years, no woman. 7 years, no woman. 15 years, no woman. That's your real sentence. But I ended up meeting my daughter's mother, so all the stragglers had to beat it. Yeah. So even my experience with that, it was whack to me. It was whack. It was whack to me. I don't see where that's nothing I would want to do normally like that. I don't like I don't like a bunch of strange people. I don't like being around different bunch of strange women like that. I like to have one queen and or no queen. That's it. No woman or one woman. That's it. Period. And the woman that I pick, she gotta be at the money too. So we get money. We get money. When I'm with stragglers, you're not getting no money. This is a straggler. So you playing, so you losing money. So if you're just out there picking up this chick, that ain't gangster. You losing money. You're a trick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't like no woman around me where we can't build together, where we can't buy property, or we can't buy cars, we can't have no family or nothing. It's just, you know what I'm saying? You say you a gigolo, bruh, you a trick. Why'd you lie? And you're gonna keep on, and you're gonna end up tied up in the back of the trunk. And the dude that put her on you gonna show up and take everything you got. Keep playing. Keep playing, Cyrus. And you're gonna be in the bottom of a pond somewhere with your feet tied to some bricks. Keep on picking up stragglers. You ain't no gigolo. You a trick, bro. You some weird dude They can't get no woman. They keep running around picking up weirdos. I already talked to you, bro. Why'd you over here lying? You is not no gigolo. You's a trick. Okay? You ain't no damn gigolo. You a lie, bro. Stop lying. Ain't no woman coming to pick you up where they meet you at. How they know where you live. Stop lying, bro. Stop lying. I already talked to you before. You got woman problems. You forgot? He lying, y'all. He ain't comfortable with women. He can't keep no woman. And he keep going from one. They keep choosing you because they keep dumping you. Because if they liked you, then you wouldn't be getting chose. You getting chose because they get with you. You ain't it. And they don't come back. You got to go find another one. That's why you keep being with different women. Because you ain't no husband material. You ain't no king. You's a trick. Okay? If I was pimping, you would be with one of my chicks. And you would be paying that trucker money, the money you making, and I would be getting it. Stop whining. Dudes got your money. Why'd you lie? Oh, yeah, gigolo. So I wouldn't go to Philippines, $10 a night. Hell no. The Philippines got some of the most deadliest STDs in the world. No, I'm not like you, Devon. No. I'm a king. You is a trick, Devon. You a trick. And you go to the Philippines to be a trick. You ain't got no queen. You're not a good father. You can't be a strong husband. You's a weirdo that need to go to the clinic. You need to go to the clinic. My boys, when I lived in Hawaii, if they left the ship in the Philippines, they had to give them a test to get back on the ship. And if you had that Filipino STD, they would leave you in the Philippines. Not only would I not go, Devon, I would never hang out with you. Not for 2 seconds. I don't hang with people like you and Cyrus. Mm-mm. I don't hang with dudes like y'all. Y'all what we call sleazeballs. I don't know what y'all call them. I know y'all call it gigolo and all that. But where I come from, we call y'all sleazeballs. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep it real. That's what we call y'all. You're not worthy. We're not introducing you to our children, our family, our mothers. You're not invited to nothing. You're a sleazeball. And listen, y'all, a lot of the men like that, you'd be surprised what they really be doing. And we're going to leave that like that. Like a lot of the men like these dudes, they be getting tied up. They be letting the women spank them. All that. They really should stop talking to me before I expose them. Dudes like that got weird fetishes. Okay? Don't make them don't think that they with all these women and they these macho men. No, a lot of them let women stick stuff up in them. A lot of them go both ways. A lot of them be with trannies, right? They'll pick up anything look like a woman, right? They don't even know if it's a woman or not. Facts. Anyway, y'all both come back tomorrow. Yeah, come back tomorrow. Where the other one? Yeah, come back tomorrow, bro. Put Cyrus on timeout till tomorrow, because I talked to him for a whole show. I'm not in the mood for for that tonight. I don't want to hear no weirdo stuff tonight. And put the other one, put them on timeout till tomorrow. Not today. Not today. I don't want to hear from the weirdos today. Somebody put Cyrus on timeout. I got it. Where's my mods at? Put Cyrus on timeout until tomorrow. Let me ban him and then I'll unban him later. I'm not doing all that weirdo stuff, bro. Y'all get y'all ass out of here. I don't mess with dudes like that. It's like mental illness. You know, we have serious mental illnesses out here. I blocked them till tomorrow or something. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any friends or associates that I be with like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got 6 children. And let my children see me on social media talk about no weirdo stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father and a grandfather. The only thing you get out of a relationship is family, children, future generations. For you to be exchanging fluids and not get no baby back, you a loser. If I exchange fluid with a woman, I want a baby out of it. That's the only thing that's going to pay is creating family. If you ain't got no sons or no daughters, then you can't relate of the beauty and value of your offspring. Like me with my daughter yesterday, seeing her finish college, getting a nursing degree, in a relationship. That's what I got from sex. Was my daughter I was just with yesterday, my grandson, my granddaughters, all my sons and daughters, the gifts that keep on giving. When you have sex with a woman, you want a baby out of that. You want a baby that's going to give you a grandbaby and going to give you great grandbabies and give you life for eternity, reincarnation. You don't want to be out here just dry humping and you ain't getting nothing. What you getting? Nothing. Talking about you with all these women. How many you ain't got no sons? Okay, you a loser. You a loser. I got 3 sons. I got grandsons. You bragging you out, baby, you ain't got no sons. What kind of man is you? What kind of man ain't got no sons? I'm somebody's son. If my daddy didn't have me, I'm not here. So all that weirdo stuff, I ain't with no. I mean, you in the chat, but I would never hang. I don't hang out with that. Preferably, she got no kids. I don't really care if I love you. If I date you, you got a daughter, I fall in love with you, it's up. And now you finna have a daughter and another baby. I don't care. I don't care. All I got to do is love you, and then it's up. I don't care if you got no kids. Don't bother me. Don't bother me none. I raised a lot of kids. I raised stepkids. Don't bother me. My youngest son got two brothers, had two brothers before he was born. I wouldn't trade my son. I wouldn't say I wanted to pass that up just because she had two sons. Hell no, I love my son. That wasn't no mistake to sleep with his mother and have him. How that's a mistake? That's my son. Don't bother me. But we talking big mature man stuff. You know what I'm saying? This a whole nother level. You could meet a woman got a daughter and say, I don't want to get her pregnant and be with her. But you could have been with her and been with her 30 years. Instead, you get with the woman that ain't got no kids. She have a baby. Y'all be broke up in 5 years. Just because she ain't got no baby, is she gonna be with you? Not necessarily. So which one is better? The woman you got with that had a little girl that had your son and y'all been together 30 years? Or the woman that didn't have no babies, had your son, and y'all was only together 6 years? Which was the best? Because just because she ain't got no baby don't mean the marriage gonna work. Now you're on child support. But this one over here had a daughter. Y'all raised both of them the whole life. No child support, no nothing. No divorce, nothing. Make it make some sense. You tell me which one is best. On top of that, there is a joy in helping raising a child and helping the mother raise a child. There is uh, a lot of chivalry and value. It's a valiant, righteous thing to do. Where she got a child and sometime the dad be dead or he might be in prison or they didn't work out, and you come in and you help her and she had your baby and you help her raise these children. It's a good thing. Unless you're just selfish. Man, I don't be raising nobody else kids. But you're not really raising nobody because the Most High is the only reason you get up tomorrow. So you ain't talking like you the reason you get up. That could cost you your life. Because just waking up every day is a blessing. If you don't wake up, you can't raise nobody. So at what point you gonna forget every day you wake up is a blessing? So if I get up every day and I can raise my child and my stepchild, how that's not a blessing? Because you could just have your child and be dead. Just because you get with a woman and have your baby don't mean you won't be dead. Don't mean you won't get that cancer. Don't mean you won't be in a car accident. Don't mean you won't get shot. So at what point you gonna take life as a blessing? I'm just saying. But y'all ain't know my level because two of my children's mother passed away. So this is over your head because you could get a girl pregnant and have a son and the mama could die. So you don't want to get in another relationship? No woman should get in a relationship with you because you already got a son? Like, now I want to get in a relationship with you, I already got a son. Let's put the shoe on the other foot, right? Let's put the shoe on the other foot, Charlie. And let's say you have a daughter like mine and the mother passed away from smoke inhalation from a fire. You saying no woman should want to get with me? You know what I'm saying? And then going back with the baby father, that's make believe. That's you creating a worse scenario. You're creating a scenario to back up what you saying, because you ain't gonna necessarily be going back and forth with no baby father. To be honest with you, that's just you're picking the worst scenario. That's not always true. These women have babies and the daddy don't never goddamn show up. ever, for birthdays or nothing. Facts. That's a fact. So the idea that the baby father gonna show up, that's not really accurate. A deadbeat is not gonna show up ever. That's a fact. But that's on y'all. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you want to do. All I'm saying is, if I meet a woman and I like her, I'm getting with her. I got you, Charlie. Like if you like her and you love her and you date her and you love her, then that's your woman. That's how y'all gotta be. And her problems is your problems, and your problems is her problem. Cause look at it like this: when I had my last daughter, I already had 5 kids. So what if her mother said, "No, I don't want to be with you. You already got 5 children." So I already had 5 children. She already had 2. What can I say? I can't say, "No, I don't want to be with no woman with 2 children already. I got 5 already." I just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I was just keep it real. I had 5. Shit. And y'all remember this: at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to matter is that those children is alive. Okay? Remember what I told you. When you have children or stepchildren, whatever, the only thing that's going to matter is one day you're going to age, you're going to be getting towards the end of your situation, and life is going to still be on the earth. That's all going to matter at the end. And if you're in the hospital and you're in there by yourself and they say you got a visitor and your stepson and your daughter show up, you're going to be glad to see your stepson because you raised him and you was like his father in life. You wasn't his father in DNA, but you was his father in life. And you helped him and you was there for him to go out because all he going to do anyway is going to become a father, so what difference do it make? He going to grow up, he going to become a father, and life going to move on anyway. And then if you love this woman, why wouldn't you be happy that you helped her? It's a sense of pride when you help a woman raise some children. If you love her. But, now if you're selfish, and this is why so many relationships don't work, because some people, they get in a relationship, but they selfish. So they're just in it based on what they want. So it's like if you meet a woman and you could love her, but you don't love her because she already got a kid, what kind of love is that? Like, what kind of love is that? Well, this could be true love, but she got a kid, so it ain't true love. So when you get with the other person, that's fake love. You know what I'm saying? That got to be fake love because this one was the one you could have really loved, but she had a child. So you went and got this one and got a child. And if that's affecting the reason you're with her, is it love or are you just with them because they don't got a child? Because if you love somebody, let's put it like this. Your sister with a dude, have your little nephew. He cheat on your sister and do all this dirty shit, sister, they break up. Your sister raised your nephew. You telling me you're not going to be happy if your sister find love and a man want to move in with your sister and help raise your nephew, and then she have another baby and now you got 2 nephews? Because they both going to be your nephews, one by one dude and one by her husband. But you wouldn't really like him for helping your sister raise that baby? Put it in the chat. If your sister had a baby and growing up struggling by herself, and a man fell in love with her and took her, made his woman, and married her, you wouldn't respect that man? You wouldn't look at that man as great? Or you'll look at it like he shouldn't marry your sister because your sister already got a baby? See, we never put it on your side, and then that's when you'll get compassion. When you tell a story from the other side, but what about your sister? Don't no man shouldn't marry your sister if she got a baby already? If 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 your stepdaddy was there and raised your mama and him and your mama together, you saying your stepdaddy was wrong for helping your mama raise you? How your stepdaddy was wrong by coming in a relationship help raising you? And you ain't his kid. So your stepdaddy should have said, fuck your mama. I ain't raising that boy. So you don't appreciate your stepfather? Bought you your first bike, bought you your first car, fed you every day, kept a roof over your head. He shouldn't have did it because he ain't your daddy. Think about it. See what I'm saying? It's like this. I always remember this, Charlie. It's a dice roll. Shit, roll the goddamn dice. Hey, Charlie, I don't give a damn what they is. Whether she got a baby, don't got a baby, at the end of the day, Charlie, you going to roll the dice. That goddamn relationship going to work or it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Charlie, it's going to work or it ain't. I don't give a damn. If she flew off a mountain with angel wings, you still might get a goddamn divorce. So, y'all brothers, roll them damn dice, and hey, it is what the hell it is. Because it's going to go how it go when you're dealing with women or when you're dealing with men. Ain't nothing going to guarantee that she ain't going to cheat on you or that you ain't going to cheat on her or that y'all ain't going to get sick of each other. I don't give a damn. If Jesus gave it to you with no babies, that don't mean you're going to stay with the bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know that shit don't mean nothing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you're going to look up. You're going to be 68 like I'm going to be in February. And what the fuck all that shit matter now that I'm going to be 68? All the stuff I went through. The breakups, the different children, the stepchildren. I'm going to be 68 next year on February. What do all that shit mean? What do it mean now? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Charlie, everything that I went through, and I'm finna be 68, what all that shit matter now? Nothing. You know what I mean? It don't matter nothing. Remember this, Charlie, you ain't gonna get no fuck anyway. You ain't gonna care. You're gonna still try to get up and do what you want to do the next day. You're going to still try to have fun or do what you want to do. Boy, you're not going to care. None. It ain't going to be like you're going to feel like, oh, I made a wrong decision. You are not going to feel like you made no wrong decision. If you live to be 70, you are not going to feel like you made no wrong decision. In your mind, the only wrong decision you make is when you're dead. If you didn't die, you didn't make a wrong decision. You know what I'm saying, Charlie? Like the only wrong decision is you dead. Like you went somewhere and died. If you still alive, it might have been a little funny stuff, but obviously you made some pretty good decisions. You still alive. That's how y'all got to look at it. As long as you're alive, you didn't make no real bad decision. Everybody that made real bad decisions is dead. You know what I'm saying? You might have made a little mistakes. Or you're in prison, you're doing 5 years, you might have made a little mistake. But if you're in that prison and you make a real mistake, you're going to get shanked up and you ain't going to get out of there. You're going to come out of there in a body bag. You're in prison, you might have messed up a little bit. If you get shanked up and you're in the body bag in prison, yeah, that was bad. Some decision was bad somewhere. Yeah, you just roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? But don't you pass up no bad chick, fine body, love you, cook, take care of you because she got no kid. Hell no. Boy, listen, don't you pass up no badass chick. Man, listen. Don't you pass up no badass chick because she got a kid. Hell no. She fine as hell and love you and everything. Man, listen, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Stepchildren is a nice thing though. Stepchildren is a nice thing. The problem with stepchildren, you got to stop thinking about helping them and thinking you just help the mama. The mama gonna always love you and appreciate it, whether y'all stay together or not. You're gonna always be her favorite person if you help her with them children. Women that I help raise children will shoot you right now, and we ain't even together. They'll shoot you over me. And we ain't even together. We might not even get along. But she will definitely shoot you over me. That is a fact. They'll lay you down. I'm telling you. Because, like, this is a relationship. But if you help a woman raise a child, this is where she got you. Higher than a relationship, a different type of love. Period. You on a whole nother level with her. They ain't gonna never go nowhere. As she age, it's always you was the one that was there. She can't shake it no matter what. That's a fact. My stepkids will pop you too. My stepkids will pop you over me for real. My stepson, yeah, he'll hurt you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I swear to God, that boy do you dirty over me. My last stepson, it was him and he had two sisters. All three of them, they'll do you dirty over me. Facts. Your generation is different. I don't know. I think your generation is. I think more people in your generation is gay. Y'all got more gay men than us. And more people in your generation are dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? You born 1986, yeah, more people in your generation are a little dysfunctional. More men in your from your generation are a little emotional. They not like their fathers, their grandfathers, their great grandfathers like that. But not the ones that stepfathers stepped in, just the ones that nobody really stepped in. You understand? The ones that didn't step in. But uh, in terms of generation, like I give you an example, Charlie. People will look at the gang members in Chicago and say the younger generation is worse. But that's because they're looking at the gang members. If they look at the college graduates, they would say something different. So, Charlie, people are picking which youngsters they looking at and then making the worst scenario based off of the worst ones. Nobody never considered all the college graduates and all the successful young people. They don't never get no shine. Everybody go take the gang, the bad ones, and try to make them the face of the generation, which is false. Here in Chicago, the gang members ain't the face of the young generation, and it's far less of them than the successful ones. Listen, in Chicago, there's far less GDs and BDs and gang members and troublemakers than there is successful children. You just don't see the successful ones because they successful. There ain't as many gang members as be at college graduations. They are not producing as many gang members as blacks that graduate from college every year or high school. The amount of blacks that graduate from high school in Chicago every year is way more than the amount of black men that join gangs every year, by far. That's an absolute fact, but nobody pays attention to the graduations. Nobody pays attention to the colleges. There's way more young black men starting college at the beginning of the school year than there is new gang members that year, by far. Not even close. You know why you don't see them? Because they busy. They busy. That's why you don't see them. Think about it, bro. How you going to see them? The only people you're going to see is the losers. The busy ones ain't nowhere for you to see. They live in. Once them children go to college, you don't see them no more. They gone. Now you don't see them. The only motherfuckers you see is the niggas still in the hood. They ain't did nothing. The ones successful gone. Soon as our daughters and sons get out of high school and that summer's over and we take them away to the college, no, you don't see them no more. He in Alabama, he in Texas, he downstate Illinois. No, you ain't gonna see him. No, you're not gonna see him. They gone. They busy. They live in. The only ones you're gonna see is the losers, Charlie. What city you live in, Charlie? You're from New Jersey? Man, more kids graduate in New Jersey from college than criminals every year. Facts. See, look, they give these fake numbers. Now look at these fake numbers. Watch this. Watch, I'm going to show you how they be lying. Watch this. Watch me poke the holes in this. Look what they're going to say. They say, while exact annual numbers vary, around 28% of New Jersey's college students who graduate are Black or African American, with about 10.7% of all U.S. college graduates being Black or African American, right? So they're going to say, people will say, well, if 30% graduate, Pharaoh, 70% don't. What they're not telling you is that another 40% didn't graduate, but they got jobs, they work. They'll give you the impression that everybody that didn't graduate is in the streets. That is false. A lot of them work for Amazon and work. because a lot of successful young black people be successful straight out of high school and they go work. They go get employment. So the fact 30% is getting out of college, it's easy to say that 30% is working or 40% is working. If you come to Chicago and you go to these malls, you go to these stores, young people are working. Young people work. Who's working for moving companies, moving? Who's working for all these companies? Young people. So they be giving a false, like when you outside, it ain't no lot of people outside like that. When you outside on the block with the troublemakers, it's not that many of them. It take a bunch of generations just for them to have a gang. They can't get no gang from one graduating class. The variety of ages in the gang, like in Chicago right now, the gang members, they from teens to 40 years old outside. 30 easily. How many different, so where's all the other ones working, doing something? You can't show me, let's say a 25-year-old. You cannot show me no gang of 25-year-olds. There's not enough 25-year-olds to make a gang. That means whenever those 25-year-olds got out of school, it was not enough of them to make no gang. Them gangs come from how many different generations? Okay, where's the rest of the kids from that generation? Doing something successful. Think about it. If one generation, if 1 year was that bad, that 1 year would be able to make up that whole gang. There is no gang that is heavy from 1 year of students. Those gangs are from multiple years of students. Very few from each year. So if there's very few from each year, that's GDs. Where's the rest of the young people from those years? Working? Married? Tell me I'm lying. If you had a whole bunch of losers that graduated and when the 18-year-olds graduated, if you had a whole bunch of 18-year-olds that was losers, then why it's only a few 18-year-olds in the gang? Where's the rest of them? Because the gang they in is 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21, 20 different years, right? Okay, where's all the rest of the kids from each one of those years? See how they be manipulating the media and lying? They be lying. It ain't that many from every generation in no damn gang and out here doing crime. That's bullshit. The people that's doing crime is multiple generations of losers. Not no one age group. So they'll be like young people. But when they be saying young people, they talking about 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, all the way to 28. Very few, comparatively speaking. There's way less gang members, comparatively speaking, than the rest of the people their age. That's a fact. Way less. By far. The people in my age group that was in gangs was, goddamn it, what? 0.7%. They wasn't even 2% of my population. This is a few losers. Now, we ain't talking about football. We talking about regular. A lot of people regular, Charlie, they don't point out regular people. Regular people don't get no Regular people don't get no media. My son don't get no media. I got 3 sons. They don't count them. They act like that group. They ignore that group, and they try to highlight the few niggas at my son's age that got in gang. I'm telling you facts. I got kids. My kids, the losers from each of my kids' class is a small ass percentage. That is a fact. Small percentage. The majority is out working and stuff like that. The majority of our youth got jobs that don't pay enough. Some of them got to work 2 jobs. Some of them is them and they woman work together to pay the rent. So most young people is making it. She got a job, he got a job. They put their money together to pay the rent. But the idea that it's a whole bunch of losers or a whole bunch of gangsters and troublemakers, no, for somebody that's a four-corner hustler, I could tell you that the amount of brothers that become four-corner hustlers is very few, comparatively speaking. That's a fact. And when you go to the county jail, the majority of people that's arrested in county jail is regular citizens, neutrons we call them, that they done caught them up on some bullshit. Like, you know, a lot of brothers, some brothers get arrested because somebody used their ID and cashed the check, and they keep arresting the same brother and finding out they keep saying, I ain't the one. Brothers be in jail for bullshit, like they don't even be criminals. You know how many brothers go to the Cook County jail and ain't criminals, like some bogus bullshit charges? You know how many charges get thrown out? It ain't that many bad kids like they try, not that many bad people like they try to tell you. That's all false. I lived in O Block. There was no BDs, did not run O Block. It's a bunch of regular people in Parkway. I'm telling you what I know. The BDs and O Block is just a few motherfuckers. I'm telling you, it's a whole bunch of older people in there. It's a whole bunch of women in there. There's a whole bunch of men in there that got jobs. The gangs is not that many. This is a fact. There's only a few people got the balls to do crime. Most people too scared. That is absolute goddamn fact. There's most people too scared to do crimes. There's not no whole bunch of criminals and gang members. That's fake. And I am a four-corner hustler. And I'll be on the south side and the west side. And the majority of people is regular. And the bad guys is a very few, comparatively speaking. You understand what I'm telling you, Charlie? The bad is a very few. The media don't be teaching people the facts. They be selling people, I don't know. Chicago almost got 2 million people. Ain't no million gang members. It ain't even 500,000 gang members. And there's they say it's probably 100,000 gang members, and out of that 100,000, they ain't gang members. They should have been took them off the gang. They got the gang list, don't even update it. Them niggas ain't even in the gang. They ain't been in the gang, ain't did no gang shit in 30 years. They still on the gang in California too. They trying to fight to make them fix that. They'll put you on the gang thing at 15. You done turned your life around at 17. Now you 27. You still on the gang list. And even when they said you was in the gang, you wasn't even doing shit. Like a lot of gang members don't even be doing nothing. Like, it's just so false. Like, you'll be surprised how many gang members don't do gang stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's only a few gang members that really be banging. That's why you call them gang bangers. But a lot of people in the gang is just regular young motherfuckers. Like, you just a Blackstone because you live over there with the Blackstones. You ain't no shooter and all of that. In Chicago, out of 100% of the gangs, only about 15% is the one doing all that crazy. The other 85% is in a gang, but they ain't doing no gang stuff. Yeah, dude of Blackstone, but he work at Midas. You know what I'm saying? He work at Midas muffler shop. Like, I got a lot of friends as gang members, but people don't understand. Like, gang members don't gang bang or do crimes necessarily. Gang members don't do crimes necessarily because you're in the gang. It doesn't work like that. A gang is like a tribe, like tribes in Africa. You just that because of the community that. You live in Harvey, you're a Blackstone. I lived in O Block. I was a four-corner hustler. If I have a son, the guy's gonna come. They're gonna buy my baby stuff with foes on it. They're gonna buy him clothes with baby colors. They're gonna call him foe. They're gonna be like, look a little solid, look a little foe. They're gonna call your baby a foe. If you're a GD, you have a baby, they're gonna call your baby folks. Look at little folks. Your baby ain't no goddamn folks, but they folks, but your baby gonna be considered folks. Your baby going to school getting all A's and everything, don't do a gang, but in the hood, your baby GD. They don't tell people that part. You GD or whatever, you don't gotta do no crimes to be GD. You don't gotta do nothing. You just GD, nigga, because you live over here. So I be in O Block. You hear the little boy walking down the street, he in the second grade. He like, my mama bought me that new Jordan outfit. They're like, your mama ain't buy you a Jordan outfit. You'd be like, on BD, my mama just bought me. On David. You don't know about no kid, David. Shorty was outside talking about, on BD, my mama bought me that. On BD, on David. Everybody on David. All the kids, everybody. It's like tribes. What do they call a lower level? You mean underground whacker drive? It's called underground whacker drive. And then there's under there, that's where they used to run the liquor. But Chicago downtown don't got alleys. They don't have a lot of alleys. So they go underground and the elevator from the Carson's or whatever store come down. And that's how they load the stock because they don't want to load it on the street. It's going to take up too much room. If all these big giant trucks park downtown Chicago, it's going to cause traffic. So all the delivery trucks got to go to underground whacker. And that's why all the docks, all the buildings got docks down there. And so if you work in this building here, then you go down to underground and get your stuff and take it up. If you Gucci and Louis, your stuff get delivered underground. The stores got it underground, and then they bring all the Gucci and Louis, and then you take it up and you put it because they don't want to park all the Gucci and Louis trucks all on the street like that. So all of the stock is bought underground in Chicago. That's why Chicago's so clean like that. That's why Chicago is the best city in the world, the way they set it up. So we got like underground whacker drive. You know what I'm saying? And then you go underground. And that's why all the deliveries is made. Lower whacker. It ain't never got flooded because all it's going to do is run out in the lake or in the river. But this is it right here. To your left and the right, that's up top. See the car in the middle? That's Lower Wacker. You understand? All these buildings get their stuff from down there where this car is going. So where this car is going down here, this is how they make all the deliveries to all these buildings. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another one where the mob ran all their drugs and stuff and liquor. There's an underground under here too. You gotta understand the gangsters built this city, so this is where they also ran all the moonshine down under there. Ain't no police down there too much. So you could run the liquor in and then just bring it upstairs. But this is how they make their delivery. And this goes all around Chicago underground. Lower Wacker. And this is Upper Wacker, where you can see everybody going to work and taking care of business. And anybody could drive there. So a lot of times I'll go down there and go around and then come up on Lakeshore Drive and be gone. So it's a shortcut too to avoid a lot of the traffic up here. So all the big trucks and stuff they got to deliver to these buildings, that's where you go to make your deliveries. And they got turnoffs where you go park and stuff like that. So they got the main part where we all drive, but then they got places where you turn. That's where you go to, you know, this store, that 21, Century 21 or whatever it's called, 21, whatever that store is called, ladies' clothes or whatever you got, any type of merchandise. You go under there and make your deliveries. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I take that to a shortcut, like down that way, I can get on down there and go and then get right on 290, come up right on the freeway and gone. I don't got to drive up top. I could drive under there and be gone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, underground Wacker Drive is where they can make a lot of deliveries. You know what I'm saying? This is what it looked like. You see what I'm saying? So you can make all your deliveries up under here. And go under there and make all your deliveries. You make all the deliveries up under there. Keeps the city flowing. This is what the docks look like. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you what the docks look like. So you got your truck, you got to make delivery. You just go to the store you want, then you just turn off and you just go to the dock. And you go to the dock, and then you make your delivery, and you ain't gotta disturb the traffic. No, it ain't nobody walking down there. No. Yeah, nobody walk down there. So you ain't gotta worry about, all of that. It's just cabs making shortcuts and mostly trucks delivery, like early in the morning when it's rush hour. You ain't got to worry about the trucks because they down there. Keeps the city moving. You know what I'm saying? Keeps the city flowing, keeps the city moving. So they don't got to worry about, they ain't got to worry about the traffic and all that. They ain't got to worry about all that. You know what I'm saying? Let me take a break and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me take a break. So yeah, you could just go underground, make all your deliveries. You don't have to worry about no traffic or nothing like that. And then when you get down there, there's just certain places you can turn and stuff like that. So you would turn to one of these docks. See the door right there that you pull up? Then they got parking. See, that's self-parking. So you can also park under there. And then you can turn off and make all your deliveries under there. So the trucks can make all their deliveries and all that without blocking the traffic up top. You know what I'm saying? That prevents you from blocking the traffic up top. So it keeps the city moving, keeps everything moving, and you can make all the deliveries, and you ain't got to worry about all those trucks. Those trucks be underground. And then that's how they can make their deliveries underground. Keeps the city moving, keeps the city flowing. Good for business, you know what I'm saying? And that's why the city makes so much money. The city make hella money. You know what I mean? Lots of money. Lots of business. You know, you got to keep the business moving. This is like one of the major cities in the world. So they got to keep the money rolling. They got to keep the business going. And they can't have all them trucks. They can't have all those trucks up top. It'll be a disaster. So the trucks go down there and make their deliveries. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they take your car down there too, but see, the truck come down there and make his deliveries. See what I'm saying? Big money. They're making big money in the city. Lots of money. Dad, you think it shot town was like a third world country? Not really. It's really big, man. There's 70 something, 7 communities, Charlie. So if something happening in community number 71, people in 70 and people in community 4, 7, 20, we got no idea. The city's really big. So whatever's happening right now, far on the west side, ain't no way I'll know. It's impossible to know. So this is what they're doing, Charlie. Chicago's big enough to be 4 cities, right? So let's say we get 20 homicides. In reality, it's really just 4 homicides, 5 homicides per city, right? So they don't never really fairly judge Chicago because a city this big, 10 murders is not a lot. It's just like 2 murders or 3 murders per city because Chicago's like 4 cities. You understand? So when they be telling you the shootings, they don't tell you per capita. That's why Chicago's not in the 10 top dangerous cities, because we're not the murder capital per capita. See, per capita, we like 12th. You see how we have the most murders, but per capita, we like 12. St. Louis is higher than us. But I think St. Louis is number 1. So they be lying. Like, they don't really tell you, well, there's 2 million people there. And it's huge. It'll take you, if you go to the far north side of Chicago and you drove east all the way to the south side, then west, and all the way back up to the north side, it'll take you an hour and a half, probably. It could easily take you an hour and a half to 2 hours to drive from the top all the way down east, all the way down to 127th Street with no traffic. That would take you, no less than 45 minutes. So it would take you, even with no traffic, it'll take you an hour and a half to drive from the top of Chicago all the way down to the north side, up on the east side, and all the way up around to the west side, back up to where you was at. Yeah, that would take you an hour and a half at least. This mug is huge. So they be lying about Chicago, bro. My daughter was just here and we was talking about, like, where I'm at, you won't even know. See, this is Chicago. You see all them communities? Look. These are big communities. Just number 1, number 2, these numbers. These ain't no little places. These ain't no little bitty communities. These are big ass communities. Like 77, 78, I think 78. It's 78 communities, and these not no little. It just look little on this map. No, these is big communities, like big. You'll be doing some walking if you walk around the outskirts of one of these communities. You'll be doing some serious walking. We talking like some miles. So it's 77 of these communities. So if you look at the top at number 2, if somebody gets shot at number 2 and you live in 51, you don't know that happened. That's light years away. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Charlie? If somebody gets shot at number 2 at the top and you live at 55 at the bottom, ain't no way you know. That don't affect you none. That's like another state. That might as well have happened in Indiana. So you could take Atlanta. We could sit Atlanta up here on the top. Then we could sit Detroit right there under it. Then we could sit St. Louis. We could sit about 4 or 5 cities in here. We could sit your whole city in here. Unless you Los Angeles or New York or Houston. But all y'all other cities, it's cute, but we can sit it in here. We can sit Atlanta in here. We can sit Atlanta right down here at the bottom. It'll be cute. It'll be cute down there. Atlanta wouldn't even take up half of this city. It'd take up maybe a third or a fourth. It'll be a nice little cute city. We could sit it down here at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bullshit. They don't tell you that part. So if you could sit 4 cities here and you get 10 shootings over the weekend, is that a lot? No. It's not a lot of shootings. That means somebody got shot way over here on the left. Somebody might have got shot way down here at the bottom. And somebody might have got shot way up here at the top. And nobody in this city knows that happened. As a matter of fact, if you get shot in number 2, nobody in 22 knows that happened. The only way we know what happened, we got to turn on the news. Other than that, look how long I've been alive. How many ambulances have you heard and police sirens? None. What that tell you? And trust me, there's been police and ambulances in Chicago. Have you heard it? No. Guess what? Because that's way somewhere. If I drive from where I'm at and go to get T-shirts and stuff, it's going to be 45 minutes, and that's not even really that far away, but yeah. This bad boy huge. So they don't never really tell the violence per capita. Watch this. Cities with the most murders. Okay, look. Let me show you how they do Chicago bogus. Look at this. Look. Chicago ain't even on the list. Look. New Orleans, Memphis, St. Louis, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Birmingham, and Philadelphia. Chicago not even on the list. although we get more shootings than them, but this is per capita, per 100K people. We got 2 million people. So you understand? They don't tell you that part. So if I say, what's the most dangerous, Chicago or Birmingham, you're going to say Chicago. But no, it's Birmingham. It's the smaller places. All these places is little. See how they yeah, Chicago was number 17, but it's because it's per capita. It's per capita. All right. So look, let me end this live so I can talk about something else. Y'all stay positive, and to all you Somalians, you Somalis, y'all need to chill out. Like, they're gonna throw y'all out the country. The worst thing Somalis could do, just be quiet. Get off the internet. Somalis need to get off the internet. And if you're here illegally, if I was you, I'd self-deport myself to another country. You know what I'm saying? Self-deport yourself now to another country rather than let them send you where they want to send you. Because you might end up detained for a year or two before you even get somewhere if you let ICE grab you. Real talk. They might put you in a detention center and stop beefing with foundational Black Americans. That go for all you Black immigrants. You know what I'm saying? You're making yourself look bad. And you got to understand the United States going to ride with us. They're not going to ride with y'all. Y'all ain't got no wins up here. You know what I'm saying? And you putting your children in danger. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should stop. I will give some advice to Black immigrants. Stop beefing with Black Americans. That's stupid. Don't get on the internet beefing with us. You're exposing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Plus, they're just exposing themselves. I'm giving them advice now. I ain't even getting on. I'm telling them real sound advice to the brothers and sisters. Get the hell off the internet. They're going to get your IP address and they're going to come grab you. And and you talking about you a citizen, they're going to revoke your citizenship. If they pass this thing with birthright citizenship, a lot of you people from other countries are going to be deported. They are going to take away your citizenship. They can't do nothing about the Republican Party for 3 more years. By then, you'll be out of here. J.D. Vance, if anything happened to Trump, J.D. Vance and the rest of them, they're going to keep up the Trump administration's program. You're going to get deported. And the Africans, West and East Africans, y'all fucked up. Y'all should have came and married us. That's what y'all should have did. Y'all should have came. The women should have married Black American men. The men should have married Black American women and had babies. Even if it was just for that, even if you didn't want to stay together as a couple, y'all should have breeded with us. period. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Africans and Caribbeans. Y'all stupid as hell. Y'all should have moved where we live. Y'all should have lived where we live. Y'all should have mixed and mingled with us. We the only ones could have protected y'all. Marrying our women won't save you. Your women have to also marry our men. Y'all should have went to our churches and all that. Yeah, they want all your social media and all that to see if you've been saying any anti-American stuff. You're going to be out of here. Blacks that come to America that don't lock in with us, it's finished. I go for Jamaicans, Trinidadians, all y'all. It's over. You got no backup. And Black Americans hate you. We don't like you. I'm not speaking for me, but I'm telling you, Black Americans, we don't like Black immigrants. Because they came in and they thought they could lock in with white Americans and go against us. You ops, haters. You thought that you can go and get white America to put you over us. You thought if you smiled and grinned and you worked for cheaper, that they would snake us and put you over us. But what you didn't understand is white America can't play with no 50 million Black Americans. They can't play with us. We cripple the country financially. You ain't bringing in money like we are. You ain't LeBron James. You ain't bringing in that NBA money. You ain't bringing in that football money. You ain't bringing in the money we bringing in. We 50 million. We bringing in way more money than you could ever bring in. Nigerians, you ain't bringing no money in here. They're not going to trade no Nigerians for us. They're going to kick you the hell out of here. Plus, you're not acclimated to the country. Plus, white America know if you become our enemy, they can't save you. They can't save you from us. They don't even want no smoke with us. Y'all don't see they don't want no smoke with us? We a problem. We've been in every war from the Revolutionary War on, and we was ugly with it. The Vietnamese wanted us to leave. They said, "Black man, please go home." Because we was doing the Vietnamese dirty. We the number one fight machine in this country. $100 million white Americans cannot get with 50 million Black Americans. I say that with all due respect. I'm just telling you. Don't say I didn't tell you. And white America love us. We the secret weapon in America. If you get to acting too crazy, they'll draft us and send us to your country. I'm just telling you. Ask the Vietnamese. Ask the Afghanistanians. Ask Iraq, who they sent over there. I remember when we left the studio and Big Lou, he said, "Man, I got to hurry up and go home because the guys finna go over to Iraq." So we ended the session. We went out there because I know all the rappers' guys because that's the ones we sit around listen to the record when they come out. So we got over there. They was dressed. They was ready to go. And one of the brothers like, "Man, Pharaoh, man, I can't wait till I get over here, man. Man, I'm finna lay motherfuckers down, man." We were talking. Shout out to everybody at Harvey World. Dude was like, "Man, Pharaoh, I can't wait to get over there, man." You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get over there, man. Now I'm finna lay somebody down. I'm telling you. I don't know what's wrong with Africans. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something to all black people. Black Africans, black Caribbeans, and black Americans. But black Americans know this. There's one thing white Americans don't like. It's traitors. They like this. If they see you black and you don't stick with black people, they ain't gonna like you. America, we don't like rats or traitors. If you don't stick with your own, we don't like you. Even if we want to fight against you, we respect you if you stick with your own. But when you snake your own, if you black in America and you go against blacks, white people ain't gonna like you. Because they thinking they wish a would. They wish a would of white. They wish a white people would come over here and go against them. Boy, they wish you would come from England and move over here, or Australia, come over here and hate on them, and you white too. Boy, that's a no-no. Nobody likes a rat. So that's why in America, they don't like black immigrants. You rats over here to white America. That's how they talk. They be like, they are so good. They don't even mess with the blacks. They don't even mess with their own black people. They're disgusting. When they see you don't mess with us, they go, what a bunch of lowlifes. I mean, they're blacks just like the black Americans, and then they don't even like their own people. That's why Africa's a shithole. That's what I mean, saying. Nobody likes a rat. Nobody likes a traitor. So every time you're Somali, you get on, you talk crazy about other black people that's over here, you're just digging a bigger hole. And listen, we play dirty. Don't make us join ICE and come get you. Because I speak for a lot of black Americans. We'll join ICE and we'll come throw your black ass out of here. Oh, my soul. We'll come kick your door in and drag you and your children and your wife out of here and deport you. That's a fact. For as much as they pay, you know, ICE pay good, y'all. Black Americans. You know, ICE pay good. We could go throw our haters out and make good money. I'm just saying we could make a lot of money throwing black immigrants out. I'm just saying they pay good. I'm just saying they pay good. We'll pull up. They pay good. They pay good. So I don't know what's wrong with them blacks. I think they slow. They don't understand how America works. I don't think they understand. I don't. Well, I'll pull up banging that poo shiesty. Man, I'll pull up. Man, I'll pull up banging that FDO. I'll pull up banging that FDO. That's my new song right now. Y'all ain't been banging that FDO by Pooh Shiesty? I'll pull up on you Somalians banging that Pooh Shiesty. Come out. I'm in here with my daughter. Bring her out too. Couple. That's it. Couple. Kick them out. You know what I'm saying? We are both black. No, we don't. No. We ain't been both blacks. No. Get out. You know what I'm saying? Get out. We not doing none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? We not doing nothing. Yeah, 50K sign up voters. I'm telling you, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? I could use 50K right now to throw out some haters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get yourself together. Stop talking about you ready to beef with us. I can't believe these people, man. I can't believe them, man. I tell you, the Somalians have made everything worse. They made everything worse. Coming over here, playing with us and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all light bulb head asses out there. You know what I'm saying? Go get some head surgery or something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all weird asses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bogus as hell. They super bogus, you know what I'm saying? Bro, get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? Talking about y'all want to signify with us. Boy, y'all can't signify with us. Boy, that's what we do. We Richard Pryor, boy. We Bernie Mac. That's what we really do. We do that all day, man. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all ass out of here. Trying to hate on us, man. You know, some of these people, man, I tell you, they gonna get on there talking about they can signify with us. And that they could cap better than us or they control better than us. Listen, man. Y'all can't, boy, that's all we need is one picture. We shut the whole Somali neighborhood down. You feel me? So look, y'all be positive. You know what I mean? Y'all be positive and stay out of trouble, all right? Real talk.